Hello and welcome to the RWBY and Beyond podcast. I am the ass that rips gas in the night. Mediocrity 4.
Oh no.
I am the person that's hoping Sock is still going to one-up media on the puns, and I'm just so happy to have Sock back. I'm Dude, what the heck?
Me, high-powered. I miss Sock. I'm glad to have him. I'm glad to have him back, and I promise I'm a whole lot more sober than I was the last time we did this.
He promises. Scat's honor.
Yeah, I promise. TM.
Bonjour, salut Rubion, c'est encore moi Saclucard pour ton information, on paire des chaussettes la plus grande chose au monde. Wait, what was I saying? I don't actually speak French. Someone just stopped me from butchering already. Sacre bleu.
Oh man, that's good. It is so good to have you back, dude.
It's... You know how long it took me to come up with that intro?
Hey, you know that. Don't even try. No one's ever gonna beat him. That's why my intro is just I'm happy Sock's here.
No,
I was not disappointed.
No, it makes you feel better, BD. I took like a couple hours to think of that one last night.
Yeah.
I need a sock pun.
Yeah, I came up with that earlier today when I was rewatching the Chibi episodes that we're going to be talking about in the second half of this podcast after we talk about the Blake trailer that just dropped today. When Jean was the Huntsman for the Huntsman Rises thing. I was like, I'm going to do an intro like that. But it's going to be funny.
Oh, nice.
But anyway, yeah, one other thing before we actually get started, and this is something I just had to bring up because me and Sock were talking about it right before the podcast, and we had a good laugh out of it, is the sound on this podcast is a lot better than it was last time because I made sure all the levels were right, and my camera, which has my mic in it, is quite a bit further away from me now than it was when we did the last podcast because the cord on my webcam is pretty short. It's only a few inches, like my penis. And oh, that's not even the joke.
Don't undersell yourself like that.
So I had to get USB extension, and so I was talking to Sock about like the male female ends of cords. And so my cord is basically bigender. The extension cords are basically a bigender cord with like actual USB cords being male, USB slots being female, and the extension, like any good threesome, serves as the bridge between the two.
I still love that.
There's so many plumbing jokes I could make right now, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, as I told media, as a high power would have said, my US Venus.
But the B would be the emoji B, though.
Yes, exactly. Because that's your style.
Or the B, as in Blake, which, yeah, there's a Blake character short that came out. Ooh. Segway!
Oh, I thought we were just going to start talking about random things and go, but oh yeah, that's right, the Blake trailer did come out today. I almost forgot. It's probably because
I didn't because I was playing freaking Deus Ex. I was streaming Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
Oh yeah,
with some
spice my way into that fucking thing.
And you Kool-Aid manned yourself. But yeah, some expert gameplay there, like some of the best Deus Ex. I died so many times, and I was such an idiot playing that. But yeah, in the middle of that, I did a live reaction, so it's official. I'm a reaction channel now. Time to kill myself.
I was gonna say, you're gonna have to kill yourself now.
I can't sell you the gun for that, I'll get in trouble. So let's keep it simple real quick. I'll just give a brief overview of what happened in the Blake trailer. So looks like Sun and Blake are doing detective work, and they pull out their trusty scroll and they find a suspicious lizard-looking faunus. I'm saying it's a lizard, could be a rhino, who knows, whatever. It's a lizard for now.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell exactly what he is.
So it's John McCain?
Yeah, okay, so we see him at the local shop buying a weapon, which I could really appreciate how you could just go to the local marketplace and be like, I want that gun or weapon, and then you just hand them money in and they hand you the weapon. that makes me feel really good because I sell guns. I have to deal with the ATF on a daily basis, and the ATF should be a convenience store, not a government agency.
So that's just your opinion, right?
He already had the gun. He was buying the knife.
Well, so here's the thing, though. That knife looks like it's modeled after a Benchmade Infidel. So if there's one thing we've learned in this series is that stealth is a foreign concept to Rooster Teeth.
Yep.
So they get basically.
Well, I mean,
they attempt to confront him, and then he runs away.
Yeah, here's the reason why they stealth is kind of something that they can't write. They're Metal Gear Solid fans. They love Hideo Kojima, and that's the end of that joke.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's really all you need to say. That's why they can't do stealth. That explains it completely. So, yeah, no, I was actually talking with Sock, I think, and Eski about this. It was Sock. No, somebody on our Facebook group, RWBY and Beyond, which, by the way, you should all go join because it's awesome.
You should also join this Discord. It's a good place, I promise. Yeah, I need someone to post more pornography instead of just me and Sock.
Not sure.
I've never posted anything like that. How dare you besmirch my good name? Who am I kidding?
Yeah. So anyway, and trust me, if I wasn't engaged, I would be joining you guys just as much. Trust me. But anyway, so the thing is, we were talking about this with somebody else, like how they haven't actually done a true stealth semblance yet. And somebody like pointed out a couple other ones that like you could kind of use as stealth, but at the end of the day, they really haven't done an actual true camouflage or like masking noise or sound or any actual true stealth, even a semblance yet, which should be one of the most obvious semblances you can do. And it's surprising they haven't done it yet. Maybe Ilya technically, but I'm gonna go with it.
The closest we have, dude, is
Neo.
Neo, there we go. That's the closest we have.
And I wouldn't call that an actual stealth. That's not stealth. You know, I wouldn't call it that. It's more, it's...
Which is kind of stealth, though. It's just a branch of stealth. But, I'll let you finish, but we need to get back to just summarizing what actually happened. And I'll summarize it real quick once you're done. But do finish.
We're good. No, just basically saying, I was agreeing with you. Why can't they do stealth? This should be such an obvious thing for them to be doing stealth.
So basically, a chase happens. The lizard faunist doesn't have a cool revolver ocelot moment where he's like, "Oh no, there's only 6 shots on this revolver." I think I counted it out too. There was actually 6 or 7 shots. The chase happens. A cart is detached from its buggy, and it slides down towards the marketplace. Sun uses his stand. We need to come up with a name for Sun's stand.
It actually does have a name on the wiki. It's called Via Sun.
Okay. Sun's stand saves the day, which I really like how they're using Sun's stand more, but I feel like they're mainly using Sun's stand more because they don't want to animate his gun chucks, which I can understand. They're probably nightmare to do.
You can understand why they're using the stand?
Yeah, I can understand why they're using a stand. And
What?
Blake almost catches the dude, but then that guy is then saved by Ilya. Ilya is a master escape artist, and there's also
her escape plan is always just throw up some smoke and then actually run. Except when she didn't that one time, and that's probably how she learned her lesson.
Yeah. So Ilya's a master escapist.
I will never let that go. There's a rank coming later.
Oh, also, I almost forgot. There was a flashback between the two of them that was cutting in and out, where Blake and Ilya are basically talking shop.
Yeah, which, let's be honest, is the best part of the trailer.
Yeah, it really is. Like,
by far.
I thought this was a good trailer. The Weiss trailer was also really good. I'm gonna throw. This is something we're all kind of in agreement here, but I'm just gonna put this out in the sun for everyone to look at. Ilya is better at being Blake than Blake is at being Blake.
Oh, 100%. 100% fact.
And Ilya And Ilya is Blake's foil. So I said for a lot that Sun is Blake's foil, and I still hold that to be true, as in they play off of each other really well. But
she was Blake's foil.
Yeah, Ilya was probably at one time Sun, like what Sun was to her. And it's also, like, I'll be real honest too, it's nice to know that she actually, like, had friends and confidants, while we only know of, like, her and Ilya and Adam.
Yeah,
and
and let the shipping begin, as I did in my reaction, the do.
Oh yeah,
that whole scene.
In my mindset, if I had to, like, put a $5 bill down on, like, who the LGBT character is, like, because there's a very vocal minority of the fandom that's foaming at the mouth for it, I would put money down that it's Ilya.
And I think they're trying to make her into a trans allegory, as I pointed out in my reaction. Like, she's basically transhuman or transfaunus. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I said it in our podcast for the episode that premiered her, where I thought, like, hey, maybe she's, like, half human, half faunus. Like, she can pass off as human because, like, either her faunus trait is just so negligible, or it is the color changing.
Or subtle.
I don't like the color changing being her faunus trait. I'd rather that be, like, her semblance. But whatever, it doesn't.
Well, as we've
matter.
learned, like, some semblances aren't just like you just activate at will. It's more like some things you just cannot. It's like just part of your being.
I'm just saying it would be way easier on the writers to have, like, her semblance be, like, the color changing, but like, maybe her faunus trait is, like, a camouflage thing, and that's, like, and it kind of ties in with her semblance. I had the same idea with Tyrion. With this poison, like, I think the poison is Tyrion's semblance, but it's his semblance because he is,
He's a scorpion.
Because he's a scorpion. And Blake's semblance is taking a hit because she's a cat, and cats always land on their feet.
I always thought it was more of a coward thing.
But so, we get some good backstory about Ilya. Kind of tragic. I can understand how our parents like, yeah, you could pass as a human, you just look like a person that's got, like, a skin condition, it's okay. You just got a lot of freckles all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we learned that she went to school in Atlas, so that might, be able to explain, like, how that she's a capable fighter, but you also probably learned a few tricks of the trade in the White Fang. I'm actually kind of curious if that'll play out, too, also later, if, like, for say she runs into, like, winter or something, or who knows. But,
I'm pretty sure she went to a prep school, not, like, an actual, like, hunter school. She just went to an actual school.
Yeah, I don't think she ever made it to a hunter academy. She didn't make it to
I'm gonna have to redact that statement then, get the black marker out.
Just dry erase board, just...
But,
nothing.
So, basically, in less than, like, a minute and 30 seconds... Ilya has a better backstory and motivation for what she's doing than Blake has ever dreamed of having. I really hate saying this, because I said this before, I really like Blake. But I also really like Ilya, too, also, so there's that, too.
Yeah, I mean, this is somebody, I think, I don't know if I or media hates Blake more, which of us actually hates Blake more. I actually think I put her lower on my character list, so I probably hate Blake more than anybody I know. And even I don't want her to be this bad. Okay? I really don't. Like, I don't want to hate her at all. I really wish I didn't. And
I feel like Blake just is misused, like, the writing's just not, like, on as much as it should.
It's weird because they understand their other characters quite well for the most part, and they don't understand Blake at all.
I actually have high hopes for Blake this volume, so I'm gonna hold my judgment. Like I told you guys, I'm gonna be rooting for Blake this volume. Like, I'm full out Blake defense squad.
I can't. She's still shittily written. Like, obviously, this is proof. I mean, like I said, like, High Powered is 100% right. A minute and 30 seconds gave Ilya better motivation and a better backstory and more sympathy than Blake has gotten in 4 fucking seasons plus this trailer.
Well, it kind of goes with what I was saying, what I've said on numerous times, where, like, she speaks with an air of wisdom she hasn't earned, and this just further proves it. She's not even speaking from her own experience, she's just speaking from other people's experience, and now we see that. We've seen the other people's experience that she's speaking from when she talks about like how crummy the Schnee Dust Company is and how oppressed the Faunus are.
Yeah, she doesn't have any actual stake in the fight, which is not okay. You can't do that as writers.
I mean, she kind of does just because. Well, she did, at least when her parents were like the leaders of the White Fang, and so I mean, she's basically she's the closest thing the Faunus had to a princess, and in that regard, yeah, she does have a stake. I just want to ram that stake right through her heart.
I just want to know, like,
Yeah, but she doesn't.
whose side was she
like,
talking
this is
about
something.
from Volume 1? Like, when she was talking to, like, when she was describing Weiss, and, like, yada yada, listing all these facts about her. It was like, was she speaking from the White Fang point of view, or was she speaking from, like, her family's point of view?
The White Fang.
I would hesitate to agree. I'd say the White Fang.
I kind of want. I really want with Blake. Like, I want, because I feel like she kind of always retreats back to that White Fang like mentality and status. I kind of want her to think more like Callie and more like Gira, if that makes sense. But if there's one thing that kind of came across to me, like especially, is whatever it was kind of there, especially whenever Blake and Ilya first fought in Volume 4, which I don't really consider it a fight.
Let's not get media started.
Let's not talk about that.
But it's especially like true in this situation. I brought it up in the text channels before we got started. Was that whatever they wrote, like especially in this trailer, whenever they ran into each other, it honestly looks like they would rather like, oh, she got away, like that's like they're just like, oh, they're almost looking for excuses not to fight each other. Because if Blake wanted to, she could have gone after, Ilya if she wanted to.
Yeah, she didn't even tell Sun about Ilya showing up. She's like, oh, no,
yeah,
he got
that's
away.
the other thing too. Also is, and that could
which is just more Blake being irresponsible.
Yep. That was the biggest thing that pissed me off about this trailer. Was that okay? I understand. Here's the problem. This is why I had a problem with this trailer. So one, the fight scene wasn't.
I don't think it was even supposed to be a fight scene. I think it was just.
Sorry. Yeah, the chase scene. Sorry.
I think it was just a way to kind of link it to the present because they had to at some point. And like I said in my stream, like after I did my reaction, I don't consider this to be action oriented. So.
Yeah.
At least nowhere near as much as the Weiss one was.
Because here's the thing. My problem is, I understand like they needed something happening in the present. I just think that what was happening in the present really is not all that strong. It could have been stronger. It's not bad. I don't mean to complain. I just think the Weiss trailer was better. But the biggest thing is that I guess we're supposed to understand the reason why Blake isn't doing anything, like, oh, she's always letting people go, but I don't. Like, I understand she's a friend of Ilya's, but it's just still more Blake being a dipshit, and her not taking action, her still punking out on everything. Like, she can't keep doing that forever, and maybe they're building toward that, but the thing I'm worried about is what's going to happen is, like, Sun's going to fucking kill her or something like that. It's more Blake just being allowed to, like, not actually take action. And that's something that pissed me off. So you have her at the end of the last volume say, we're going to take it back. We're going to take the White Fang back. We're going to do shit. Things are actually going to happen. Right? And then she's doing this, and she's not actually taking enough action.
Well, like, it just happened. Like we're not talking like a whole entire year has passed. Well,
Papa Ren inexplicably comes back as a ghost and tells her, of all people, like, take action!
Yeah.
No.
Take action.
Like in all honesty, like a lot of this could be like remedied in in this volume. Maybe like maybe okay. So I'll set the scene.
If they actually build a character arc out of this instead of forgetting it ever happened.
Yeah,
Well,
so
yeah, no, this is a good
emotional.
opportunity for a character arc. But here's the scene that I'm setting. So let's assume that Sienna Khan and Gira Belladonna were once good friends, and so Blake goes to Gira, talk to him about Ilya, and then we also like this would be a good opportunity. Like we get like maybe like a minute long flashback of like the two of them, get some more info on the White Fang, but then also it's used as a point to also saying it's like you like people make their choices, but then you've also got to make yours, and you've got to do it. There, I don't really have the words for it, but there is an opportunity there where like a life lesson could be taught from Gira to Blake about the situation that he is. Like if I was Blake, I would be like, hey, there's this person that I used to be friends with, but now we're not on the same team, and I'm worried that I might have to fight her and I might have to kill her. So like something like that.
Yeah, you're thinking like a Tales of Vesperia kind of thing.
Okay, so you've been kind of bringing this up, and I've been kind of nipping at like what's it called, biting at the bit or whatever.
Yeah,
Horse term, chomping at the bit. Ever since my live stream, and I brought it up in the comment section of my reaction video, and as much as I like Ilya in this, and I think they're doing a good job with her, this is another one of those things that should have been allocated elsewhere. So tell me, with this being Ilya's arc, this being Ilya's relationship with Blake, and this seemingly like redemption, maybe have to kill her, will they, won't they, plotline going on with Ilya, what's the point of Adam?
That's a good point.
Adam's becoming increasingly irrelevant.
Which isn't good, because I actually really like Adam as a character. I think he does a lot.
I think he's like one of the...
Adam's like Neo. He's just
showing. I mean, he's still a big bad and stuff, and he's still like one of the higher ups in the White Fang, and he's still this hurdle that all these characters are gonna have to overcome. But they basically, with Ilya, they made his entire like relationship and backstory with Blake pointless.
I'm gonna put it like this: like Adam, like in a race, when you're doing like a mile run or relay or hurdles, whatever. Like you've got a start line and a finish line. Adam was already at the finish line, but you started and you see him, so you got to do the entire track to get back to him. So I'm going to see him as just like one of those end game ones.
Well, no, it's just I'm really worried that this is why they even created Ilya, is because they had like that kind of plot line set up for Adam, but then the fandom reacted negatively to Adam in Volume 3, and he became like one of the most hated characters.
Just because they reacted.
So they retconned it to where, oh, we're still gonna do that. We're still gonna explore this kind of plot line, but we're gonna do it with this other character. We're gonna make her more sympathetic right off the bat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes way more sense. Yeah, that would actually piss me off. It's just like, oh, we could have seen like a softer side to Adam. It's like,
yeah, it could have easily been Adam. There, like, I think, again, like, this would have been way harder to animate and would have taken longer to get out, and we probably wouldn't have even gotten it if they were tried doing this. But have Adam in that trailer, and have him be talking about his experiences to Ilya and Blake, and so that backstory actually becomes Adam's backstory, aside from like the whole transhuman joke stuff that I made fun of.
Which was on point because you were playing Deus Ex Mankind.
Yes, whatever. I was. Yes, I was playing Mankind Divided, and it was. But yeah, no, pretty
you make
topical.
a really good point. Like they could have just added him in there, and it was just like
and then still have Ilya there at the end, but then it kind of changed the context of instead of it changes the context to where Ilya really is like the Blake who never escaped, the Blake who actually did buy all the way into Adam's talking points. I think that would make her even more of a sympathetic character, honestly, because it turns from like, oh,
it's
you're the
almost
Blake.
kind of like a Winter
It turns her
and Weiss
from
sort of.
it turns her from a Blake that never left to a Blake that's still in love with Adam. And I think that would be a lot deeper. That's a deeper rabbit hole that they could have explored. And we still might get that later on. It's just that was a missed opportunity with this trailer is all.
Yeah.
So here's my one fear, especially with this trailer, because I feel like it kind of sets the tone for what we're gonna get with Blake in Volume 4. Is my fears that Blake will not be leaving Mistral, and I don't even think she'll be out of Mistral. I mean, I say Mistral, Menagerie. Menagerie until like Volume 6. I don't think she'll be leaving. Like, unless it's like the first episode we see of her is just like, whatever, we're leaving. Unless like for some reason they have to stay in Menagerie to handle whatever they need to handle. Which, I mean, in all things considered, starting at Menagerie would be a good place to start, though. But we don't really know exactly what they plan on doing. Like, are they gonna pull apart the White Fang like the DEA does to drug cartels, and then the CIA ruins it for everyone because the CIA are like some of the best drug dealers in the world? Oh wait, I shouldn't have said that. Now I'm gonna get shot.
Everybody knows that. Everybody knows the CIA are the best drug dealers in the world.
That Operation Fast and Furious.
It was nice knowing you, High Power.
That was ATF.
Yeah. No, I mean, the funny thing is for me, I'm actually glad to see that kind of, because it hopefully means that we're not going to get anything that confirms that RWBY as a team is not going to be reunited this volume makes me happy. I do not want that. I've never wanted that.
It makes me sad though. I want to see the gang get back together for the finale of this volume.
I don't. I really don't. I think they should still, because here's the thing. Like, I'm hoping that if Blake's still off doing her own thing for this long of a time, it leaves more of that the writers will realize that, hey, maybe everybody else should actually be mad at Blake. You know what I mean? That's what I want, because if she shows up too quickly, there's going to be. I'm worried about the overly happy, oh, everybody's back reunion. I don't. Fuck that. That's not deserved.
Like, I don't want that either.
As much as I love Weiss, people deserve to be mad at Weiss. People deserve to be mad at Blake. Basically, everybody. You know what I mean? They all deserve to be kind of mad at each other for one reason or another.
It's like frustrated with Weiss, but they definitely need to be mad at Blake.
Yeah, they definitely need to be mad at Blake. Honestly, I would say they should be mad at Weiss. Personally, as much as I love her and she redeemed herself so much, hey, Blake, maybe take a fucking hint from Weiss. But, you know, and even RWBY and Yang can be upset at each other, whether it's like truly justified or not. The fact that they both kind of abandon each other in a different way, you know what I mean? So it should not be an easy reunion. It should not be quick. Also, I'm loving Team Ranger way more than I liked Team RWBY. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
here's another fear that I have. If the girls stay separate, is that they will all start to form their own mini. Now,
we talked about that in our prediction podcast, but
yeah,
we predicted that Team Funky was going to be like Weiss's help. Someone brought up in the comments section.
Speaking of things that need to be talked about, once we get done with the Blake trailer, we'll talk about that, and then we'll get into Chibi.
Yeah,
but yeah. So,
someone brought up in the comment section of our prediction video the name of a team. It was that was like a team. It was like Weiss and then the other three members of Team Sun. I'm trying to find it now.
Dude.
Team Wussin? there's still no vowels in that team name, so it's still a little bit difficult.
I mean, I was thinking it, but I was just ignoring it.
Replaced Blake on Team RWBY.
I'd be happy with that.
Hey,
but I don't think they should actually. I mean, they have to get them back together eventually. But I'm just saying that right now, I think that it shouldn't be easy. And the longer they stay apart a little bit longer, then it makes sense that they can still be upset at each other. Basically, there's gonna be. I don't know if that exactly makes sense, but
no, I get you, dude. It's like I feel it's like I agree with you that it's just like she needs to handle, like, Blake needs to handle things in Menagerie first. And, once she handles that problem, then it's like, when she gets closer to, like, the gang getting all together again, with maybe, like, the next volume or whatever like that, it's like, then there's the extra turmoil, because when, like, Blake and Yang meet up again. So there's that to look forward to.
Yeah, I just think there should be more. Yeah, like, I understand that Blake into her into just the plot line in general. That's not what I hate her for. I just think that, the fact that I understand why she's got to do this stuff, right? I do, actually. And I understand.
I'll let you finish, dude. I'm sorry.
It's okay. And I understand why it doesn't have to bring them to what's it called yet? What's the place that they're supposed to be heading?
Mistral.
Mistral, yeah. I understand why it doesn't have to lead them to Mistral yet either. So, but the thing is, at the same time, the reason she left was stupid, and she should not have abandoned her team. Your dad even said it, Yeah. So it's like, that should be brought up by them, and if she gets back too quickly, I don't think that will be touched on the right way. Like, just overall, I like the way this is going. I actually like that she's kind of doing her own thing with Sun. I do like their dynamic, even if I don't like Blake by herself. I do think they play off each other. She's more tolerable with Sun than she is with the rest of anybody else. And this probably means more Callie and Gira, which I'm actually totally fine with, even though they shouldn't exist. But since they do, I like them.
No, I need my hot MILF in this show.
Yeah. Howard's like, watch your mouth. That's sacrilege.
No, I love Callie. Like I said, because we got her, I do at least like her, So I'm happy with that too. So I'm fine with that. I'm actually happy that it seems like she's kind of doing more of her own thing, at least for a while, at least half the volume or something like that.
Well, yeah, it's like, but if it's like, I do agree with you. It's like she can't come back. She can't come back too fast. Otherwise, it ends up kind of tropey, and she ends up becoming that character. It's like, we're here to save the day at the last second. Blah blah blah. Cheers, trumpets.
The Rohan riders are here to save Helm's Deep. I mean,
the Eagles have come.
Yeah, but at least that they did actually set that up, though. At least I'll give them that. That part, that's not the Deus Ex Machina part of Lord of the Rings. The Deus Ex Machina part of Lord of the Rings is the fucking Eagles. The Rise of Rohan, they set that up. They set that up that they were trying to go find those guys, so that makes sense. They did not set up the Eagle. Well, they set the Eagles, but not the right way. It's still Deus Ex Machina bullshit. Anyway,
but I do have high hopes for Volume 5. I saw the tone that they might be going with for this, and I have super high hopes for this. So
from what we've gotten so far, I feel that the writing is improved. I'm gonna have to hammer this home again, just as a reminder for everyone. What Blake does in her segments will affect all of the girls and Team Ranger.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Just as a friendly reminder.
Oh, totally agreed.
But
she's important. It's just it's because she's important that's a shame that they fucked her up so bad. But I mean, this is better at least, even if it's her vicariously being an SJW. At least we have some explanation. At least we do. At least finally have some sort of explanation of poor Faunus treatment and what it's like to be a Faunus. Even if it's not Blake, it should be Blake.
Yeah, we have like a second-hand, first-hand account.
Something. At least they finally gave us something.
Yeah, speaking of that, it's like me and Kirishima were actually talking about like the mines and stuff like that. It's like, they're like the Faunus treatment stuff. So like other than being judged based on your appearance and stuff like that, and what we get from the world of remnants, it's like they don't exactly go into like the treatment and like the mines and stuff. Like we don't know what goes down there. But we got like a tiny smidge of something from Volume 4, but we're actually getting more stuff that bad stuff happens in those mines.
Yeah, and it's like literally, it's like it took like 30 seconds to a minute, and then we're like, there we go, now we know.
Yeah, and the question is, did anyone care? It's like, did Mantle get any help from that? Nope.
Yeah. So. Especially was really good, but I mean, even the present time one it's not. I think it could have been done better, but it was still good. I like that at least they're showing them starting to take some sort of action. They're already working on what they said they were going to be working on. I like that. Even if Blake is hesitant about stopping Ilya, at least she's for the most part trying to stop the other Faunus, so she's not being a complete little bitch, which is good. So, and I agree with media that it should have been that Adam should have been more important, but I still do think they have done overall, especially with just this trailer, they've done a good job of setting up Ilya as a character better than they have with a lot of other characters. Another person you can compare Ilya to is 1 minute and 30 seconds, and all the Oscar defenders shut the fuck up. Ilya in basically the same amount of time that Oscar had in two of his scenes total. She's done so much more than he has. Like you get so much more from her. Like you even get a couple. Like you get some positive traits, negative traits. You get a goal, motivation. You even get some internal struggles with that. The fact that she said I broke their teeth. Like you get her. Okay, no, she's fucked up also in a way. Like she's got a reason to be fucked up, unlike Blake, but she's savage, you know. Like
she's very savage. She had every right to be angry. You know, she thought she was one of them.
Yeah. Did she have a right to break their teeth? No. That's kind of the point. That's why I like that. She has
That's
flaws
a violation
already.
of the nap.
She's got flaws already. That's interesting. You know, like the fact that she has a right to be mad at them, but she overreacted. Like there's flaws already. That's good. Like Oscar's got nothing. Like that is at least I agree that should have been Adam. I agree that even Blake should have been Blake more. But at least the character they've chosen to do all of this with, they have set her up well, and they've given her character. They have given her character development already.
Yeah, I get the flaws. I'm still very confused. I'm still very confused what you mean. Like she didn't she didn't what? Like she just found out her parents died. And they laughed at her.
Yes, but okay, we can assume that they didn't know that it was her parents because they didn't know she was a faunist, so they don't know that her parents work in the mines, right?
Yeah, it's still. But if it was like me, I would have still punched someone broken.
I found the team name.
I don't think that's what people generally do. Don't think you get arrested for stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, in our world, I guess, but it's still
that's
like it's one of those spur of the moment rage moments. Like, oh no, I don't care.
Yes, but you saw the way she said it though. That's the other thing.
She also turned bright red.
She doesn't.
Yeah,
she doesn't feel bad. She doesn't feel bad about it. You should at least feel bad about it because even if they're assholes, like you shouldn't really be doing that. You know what I mean?
I get you on that.
That's my point. It's like she definitely has a lot of rage. You know what I mean? That's too much. She has too much rage because you know that's kind of the point, and that's good though. I'm saying that's good that she's a little bit fucked up in the head. You know,
I understand where you're coming from.
She's on her way to make it. She's on her way to be a good little Sith Lord.
Yeah, that's exactly like that's the thing. Like she has reasons to be upset, but she overreacted. And people will try to defend that, but it's like no, she overreacted, even if she had a reason to be upset. But that still makes her a good character. I like her as a character, even if I completely believe she overreacted. That makes her a good character.
You don't blow your cover, so I think let's wrap up. Let's do
by the way, I finally found the comment. It was actually on my shipping. It was actually on the shipping video I did. One with all of the songs in it.
Shipping ships.
Yeah. Team Swan, which is Scarlet, Weiss, Sage Aina, and Neptune.
Swan, that's a good one. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that was their theory and how they thought that Weiss X Neptune was going to become like permanently canon.
So here, so let's wrap up.
Did you just hiss?
So let's do closing thoughts for the Blake trailer. We could talk for just a hair about the Yang trailer and what we're thinking, because
I see what you did there.
We can predict now for the Yang trailer, and then we'll get on to the Fan Expo stuff, which will take like 3 seconds to talk about, and then we'll get on to RWBY Chibi. So, dude, you've got the floor for that.
Okay, so quick wrap up. The trailer could have been better. I preferred the Weiss trailer. Absolutely, but this is still good. Like I said, I like the way they've set up Ilya's character. She is a character. She already deserves to be added to Robert's list just off this trailer alone.
And he's adding her to that list too also.
Yeah, that's how much this trailer did for already. Rooster Teeth learned from that and fix Blake, fix and fix fucking Oscar, because you can obviously do things well. Ilya's already been set up pretty well, and you gotta do that for your other characters too, basically. For the Yang trailer, this one wasn't too action-oriented, so I could see them doing more action for Yang, but I'm still gonna guess actually not, if any. I still kind of am thinking, and I think Hyper might be thinking the same thing, she might be captured by the bandits, and not necessarily fighting, but like just captured and interrogated or something
Fighting
like that.
with words.
Yeah, fighting with words or something like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And honestly, yeah, so far the 2 trailers have been excellent. So I am cautiously optimistic for this next volume. So that's good. I'm very happy I'm happy right now about this. They're good trailers so far.
I'm going to try not to echo a lot of what Dude said, but I think the one thing that Ilya will do for Blake in this volume is that it will force Blake to draw a line in the sand, which in reality Blake actually hasn't really been forced to draw a line in the sand because she's dealing with Ilya, which in all assumptions was one of her like good friends for a time. Whenever it comes to I really enjoyed this trailer. It's not as strong as the white trailer that we got for Volume 5, but it's still good. This really makes me hopeful that the writing will improve, and even the fighting will improve too. Also, the fighting was pretty good in the Weiss trailer. Whenever it comes to Yang, I'm still of the mindset that she'll be riding along on her motorcycle, and she's like, "Oh, I need to get some gas," and then she goes into the gas station and like grabs a newspaper, and she's like, "Oh, filling up," and then she goes to buy like the newspaper and I don't know, maybe like her favorite fizzy pop beverage or like a water bottle, and the driver and then the teller at the gas station recognizes her and he's like, "No, I'm not going to serve you for what she did to Mercury Black, because for all intents and purposes, she did injure one of their a student from that city." So I hope that Rooster Teeth doesn't forget that and that they use it. So that's basically it. I'm cautiously optimistic about this new volume. I definitely feel that I hope it'll be better. And I hope that they improve upon Volume 4 and there's a little bit less wheel spinning going on. But I feel that the biggest thing to take from this is that with Blake's arc, with Ilya will be a good tool where Blake has to draw a line in the sand and says, like, "No, I can't. Like, I have to do something about this." And that's really been kind of her issue too also, is she's like, "Oh, something's happening, so I'm just going to, bugger off." I'm done. Media, it's your turn.
So, my thoughts on this trailer, I felt there's that big missed opportunity that I talked about earlier.
Is your mic dead?
No.
Sounds
No,
like
it's. I mean, it's coming on fine on my screen.
Media, you're dead. All right, we're gonna have to pause this podcast.
Mediocrity.
Because it's showing up on OBS, so they're able to hear it.
They're like, "Oops, sorry, wrong address. Thought you were high powered."
We're looking for high powered.
Whoops. No! Oh no!
Can you guys hear me now?
All right, yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna have to edit that out. But yeah, your mic died.
I mean, it didn't. It wasn't my mic. It must have been my internet connection, because it was showing up fine on OBS.
If we hear an explosion, they got really sloppy and they just leveled it with a UAV and a tomahawk missile or whatever they use to blow up buildings.
Good lord!
Media back. New Discord.
Yeah,
New Dis.
it's just Discord because everything else internet-wise is working fine.
All right, you're gonna have to edit that out. But it's
I made a note of it.
All right, we're gonna be quiet for like 5 seconds, and then you start talking. And starting now.
Alright, so my thoughts on this trailer. Missed opportunity, like I said earlier. The animation was fine. It was kind of janky, but everything with Blake has just looked jankety in her new outfit, and I really do blame the outfit for this. Her outfit is just terrible. And it makes all her movements look so stupid.
Because it shows a lot of skin.
Well, no, it's just that stupid cloak. But I also noticed, and someone else noticed this too. But Sun not getting exhausted after using his semblance once, like he did in freaking Volume 4, Episode 9, aka the worst freaking scene ever in this series, which was also Ilya's big introduction, and
Here we go.
now that I've made plenty of rants on that. That is kind of the rant, just the audible groan. What else is there to say about the? I feel like there was something else I was gonna say. I totally ship Blake and Ilya now.
Same.
I think people have been doing that since Volume 4.
Yeah, this one I'm kind of good with too, to be honest. I'm kind of okay with this one also.
Yeah. God. What else is there to say? I completely lost my train of thought when I was trying to get Discord back up and running.
Feature for the Yang trailer.
Oh, Yang trailer. Oh, that's right. So these two trailers, and I kind of expressed this in the prediction segment of our last podcast that we did, or well, not the last one, but the one before that. The last time we talked about Chibi and the White Short. That these trailers seem to be setting up really important character dynamics that are going to be explored in Volume 5. With Weiss, it was her relationship with Winter, and with Blake, it's her relationship with Ilya, and with Yang, I'm really predicting Raven, and we're going to talk about this next, but Barbara Dunkelman did say that there is something in Volume 5 that made her tear up when she was voicing it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so is it Chibi time?
No,
we're gonna run through
that's right. That's right.
Stuff from Pan Expo Canada.
Yeah, I'm dumb. I forgot.
Pulling that back up. Alright, so I'm gonna I have it pulled up now. Like I said, like all my internet stuff was fine. It was just Discord that was not working.
Okay, feels bad.
So the Blake short was shown. And a question about Adam changing between volumes 1 through 3, and asking Erin Zetch, that's Blake's voice actress, what she thought happened to him. She said that the relation between Blake and Adam was something Volume 5 would touch on. Just further proves my point that they had a serious missed opportunity not having Adam somewhere in this trailer.
Also, we skipped Sock.
Oh, did we?
No, we didn't. Sock goes last. Below you, Mia.
Huh? Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I was reading through the expo stuff.
Oh yeah. Media needs Sock needs to talk about his
He never gave his closing thoughts on what he thinks of the trailer or what all the stuff that we talked about. Sorry, Sock. We're not used to having you here. It's good to have you back, but you gotta remember we're still assholes, okay?
No,
I mean, most socks are just thrown in the corner once they're done until they're washed. So
I feel so dirty. No, but it's fine. You guys have done this to me before. I can't even deny it. You've done it before. I can go back to a previous podcast.
Oh, I know we have. That's why I'm laughing. That's why I'm laughing, because we definitely have.
I actually haven't gotten to any of the podcasts with you in them yet. In my little rewatching of all the podcasts.
Yeah, I didn't come in until when you guys needed another one. It was late into the volume.
Yeah, I mean, I started on the episode 7 podcast, and CJ's still there.
Which is funny because this is like the classic lineup now as far as we're concerned. We haven't mentioned it before. This is these are the 4 that will be doing the actual RWBY episodes as well. So
yeah, but basically what I just wanted to say is it's not too much different. However, I did like this short better than the Weiss one.
Ooh, someone going
I did like. Yeah.
No, seriously. Explain why, especially because you weren't there for the trailer discussion. So I'm actually interested to hear why.
Well, it's like I get the whole thing with Weiss and her relationship to his sister, and that's fine, you know. And the music, I will admit, the music in that episode was really good. Episode, High Power, what have you done to me?
I don't know. You tell me.
I'm gonna put my drink away. Just put it that way. But the music was really good. But like, it's like I see more of her relationship and what could be. But with the Blake short here, it's like I get what is now, what was, and a large part of it is like I felt an actual emotional impact, and a lot of that goes to like kudos to Ilya's voice actress, by the way. It's like I think she did a really decent. She did a really good job, and I was like I felt more of an emotional impact because of the flashback and how they like choreographed the scenes for that. It's like chase scene with like chase scene. It's like it's directing your attention there, but you're hearing this voice, and it's like slowly melding you back into the flashback, and it goes right back into the quotations or marks actions with Blake as the princess of Persia, and I felt more of an emotional impact in what could be for Volume 5, and that's what gives me so much hope for Volume 5. It's like, don't get me wrong, the Weiss one's gonna be Weiss one's good, but this one is just it feels so good to see this and what could be. And it's like sure what media said was like with Adam and everything like that is like that would have been really freaking good. Like we could have like gotten more about Adam. It's a missed opportunity, but this is what we have, and I'm gonna take it, and because it's like I'm tired. Like basically, I'm just tired of ragging against Blake. I've gotten to that point where I'm just like, she's got her faults, but we can hope for the better. Like I want better for her. But between her, Ilya, and what's going to happen in Menagerie, because she needs to handle that first. That as you guys have said, there needs to be a line drawn in the sand. The question is, where is that line going to be drawn? And as for Yang, is like going along with the whole. It's like there's a theme with all these things. It's all flashbacks so far. With media on it's going to be a flashback to a mother, but I think it's not going to be Raven mother. It's going to be Summer as a mother. Like,
well, that was my thought, and
the fandom
when we did the last podcast,
if we have a Raven
the fandom would completely. I mean, they might do that just so they can explode the fandom.
Well, yeah, I mean, because think of it, it'd be so amazing.
Like,
she could be like messing with her hair and just
see
like
that
flashback. Like she'd be brushing her hair. Like,
I want to see that scene I did in RWBY On where Yang has like a freaking flashback to Summer brushing her hair and talking about how beautiful it is.
Yes, I know. I read that chapter and I was like, oh, I want that so much. Like I would literally just record myself like doing the Gangnam Style dance because of it. Like I want that. And I think with the whole Barbara Dunkelman thing is like, I want that because I could see the emotional impact that would make her cry.
Yeah,
it's like where's mommy? She's not coming home.
Yeah, no, that would definitely they would set that up in the trailer and get more touch on it more at the end, because I think if the first person at this point if she does not run into the Bandit clan, the first person who's going to reunite with Ranger is going to be Yang. I think, even before. Well,
she's the only one going there for the express purpose of reuniting with
RWBY. And that's basically why. Yeah, exactly.
And, like, nobody else even knows that she's there.
Yeah. Exactly. So.
Yeah, and that's just my thoughts on it. We can skip to the fan stuff now.
Weiss finds out and she just gets all pissy, like, I was supposed to be the one that comes here and saves the day. And then I find out that you had to just run off away from Patch to Mistral. With Jean of all people.
Hey!
Insert White Knight here.
Yeah, Weiss secretly ships Lancaster. That would boost her up to my number one favorite character. That would put her above RWBY, as if she ships Lancaster.
That would be amazing.
If Weiss ships Lancaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if Weiss ships Lancaster, like yes.
She's already my favorite, so we're good.
What do you have for Fan Expo?
For the Fan Expo, it was. Let me find it real quick. Stuff will be brought up about Blake and Adam. That'll be touched upon. Basically, Team Funky and Team Coffee are gone. I'm okay with this.
Totally good with that. As much as I want to see Team Funky, it's the right decision. Definitely the right decision.
Yeah, I mean,
well, it allows me to. It allows me.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it allows me to keep Iris McCase as a member of Team Funky.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Like that's canon now. If you never see Funky again, then Iris McCase is
all according to media's evil plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm fine with it. I just like as much as I'd like to see it, it's like at the same time
that's fine. Like I'd rather not see Funky and not see Coffee than see Coffee and Funky.
Or just get an Atlas version of Coffee.
Well, I think that might be what Team Funky is.
Yeah,
or if they just show up for an episode and that's the last we see of them, I'm also okay with that.
That's a lot of work. Just
that'd be an entire model. Yeah, because they had to create new models for him. So you know what? I'm glad you know what? If that's another great thing that Maya did for us is that we killed off Coffee. Thank you, Maya.
The price we pay for for good textures and animation
is also another bonus. I'll take that. Thank you. It's a win-win.
But yeah, that's basically it for the expo. So now it's episode 11 is movie night.
Yeah, we're gonna get into RWBY Chibi here.
RWBY Chibi.
Yeah, so movie night. I as someone who is a movie nerd, I enjoyed like realizing all the movies that they were making fun of.
Yeah.
I only got the Die Hard reference.
Well, they did Die Hard, they did Dark Knight Rises, they did really any Disney musical. But what else did they do? They did like Shakespeare with Pyrrha.
Yeah, Love More Likely. Yeah.
And then they basically did a Sharknado with RWBY. Dog Rain. How was that
horror story?
She didn't get to keep the puppies.
Truly a terrible story. That's not PG-13. I don't know. I felt this like that part and the entire like second part of that skit is like Velvet's inclusion just felt really forced for a really bad Bunny Foo-Foo joke.
Yes,
I did not enjoy it.
But can I point out something I really did like? I really liked the fact that I don't know if anybody noticed this, and it took me a couple of watch-throughs to notice this too, is that so Sun talks about the movie he wants to see, which is Try Hard to Try Harder, and then at the end of it is him and Neptune, and then Neptune goes from not being there to being there. But in between the thing, Neptune shows up because he's like nodding with Sun after the cutaway. It's super, which I thought was super funny. I loved that.
Oh my god, you're right.
It's like, why are we walking so slow? And he's like, that's why, as the glasses go on.
And then when he comes back, though, he's there. And he wasn't there at the beginning of the skit, which I thought was really funny.
That was clever.
So I thought that was pretty clever.
Neptune's like, I've been summoned.
Yeah.
Adds credence to the theory that he can teleport.
Yeah.
I'll just be here wherever I'm relevant, which is never.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
I like Neptune.
I like Neptune too. We talked about this in the character podcast.
I only like him in Chibi.
I like him in regular RWBY.
Oh, what else?
The next gag is a Roman Neo gag, which are always good.
Yeah, Neo.
Yeah, it's called a War at Best.
Work it.
Not nowhere near as good as the next skit with those two characters, but
Yeah.
Theo is still
funny.
so adorable, especially when she's
Yeah,
like mocking Roman, and then Roman uses her language with the signs.
Yeah, I do
Oh
love
my
that.
god.
It's-
Oh my
it's
god.
stopping foot.
Yeah.
I
love-
just
I love-
realized this. Theo uses sign language. They
Yep.
fucking made a pun, and it took me a year to realize it.
You didn't already know that? I thought we already made that joke before somewhere. Maybe it wasn't on the podcast.
I always
thought it
made
was
the running
obvious.
gag where it's like if Neo talks, he's just gonna do sign language, and there's just gonna be like bracket text below it for subtitles.
Yeah.
Oh no, poor media.
Did we break him again?
He's contemplating his life right now.
Yeah.
I wish I had. Hold on.
I love the smirk she gives Roman before she does the Roman. She gives the camera before she puts on his hat.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, you sassy little thing.
Yeah. So good.
Oh, and a note needs to be said about like certain signs behind the quotation marks moviegoers. There's the Chibi Chibi, the Camp reference behind Jean.
Oh, yeah.
And that's my uncle behind Son.
Yeah, that's my uncle.
Yeah. So I tried just doing a gag with the camera, but it's not working.
Oh, okay.
Oh, feels bad. Do it in post.
Maybe. Ah, goodness. So, next episode, next skit, which is the Dangerous Quests with Professor Ozpin, where he sends all the students to do his friggin' find the stuff that his old senile friggin' face misplaced.
The spectacles of foresight, the artifact of entry, the scroll of knowledge.
But this is just a phone. It's like, don't worry, I saved all those photos. And there's
I
just, and there's just
saved all
a bunch of
the
pictures of this
pictures.
like half-naked Glenda that people have put in.
That was honestly. I mean, it was pretty funny, but I thought the whole reason that this thing existed was just for Ruby to say that line, and it was worth it just for that.
What I want to know is what kind of party was it? 'Cause
Yeah,
it was,
exactly.
It was a
it's not
costume party, wasn't it?
No.
Nobody said, but it
Or lied
wasn't.
to him.
Port lied to him. It wasn't actually a costume party.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like,
They
Yeah,
play
Ren
strip
saw.
poker.
It's just a big swinger party
And Port
amongst the
lost.
teachers, which would really suck because there's only like one female teacher.
No, there's
That we know
also
of.
no, because we know there's that one that we haven't seen, but they gave her a name,
Peach.
Professor Peach. Professor Peach. See, it's even in the name.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Really
man, I'm
love
trying to
your
think-
peaches, wanna shake your tree.
Media, let's keep this stream PG-13.
I've said fuck one too many times for
all
PG-13.
I know.
Ooh yeah, baby, go show you a good time. That's a pretty good song.
Yeah, it's a freaking classic. But that is totally, the whole peaches thing is definitely an innuendo.
Every time I hear
Everything-
Peaches, it's like I just go to the Cisco song or the
Everything from 60s and 70s music is an innuendo. Let's get that real quick.
The whole sexual revolution.
Oh man, the skit after that with the evil genius one.
No, the next one is Tune Up, where all the people are fixing their weapons, and Ruby's got like the drill and is fixing up Crescent Rose, and Yang takes a blowtorch to Ember Silica, and Weiss is like carefully using a screwdriver, and then Penny uses her freaking laser vision, which she apparently has, to
Yes.
Why did she use
Get
that
up her-
before?
swords. And then you would think that was the end of the joke, but nope. It's Jean using an inflatable hammer.
I hated it. I hated it.
You hated it?
I
Why?
hated it.
Why?
It's a balloon hammer.
And it makes the squeaking noise and everything. And
I love
John's like,
it.
this is the best.
That's why it's so good. It's fucking squeaks. They actually added the squeak. That's what made it for me.
Like, I'm just covering my face with my hands, just like,
It's simple and to the point.
That's why
That's our expectations. Because you would because the expectation would be, okay, John's gonna try to do something serious to it, but then fails miserably. But in reality, he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna hit it with, like, he's basically trying to make food out of an easy bake oven.
Which, by the way, one of my favorite TV shows did do, and they did poke fun of the fact that you really can't actually make food in an easy bake oven.
why did they my favorite character? Why?
It's still funny though. It's not my favorite, but it's still funny. The next one is the next one's fantastic.
One of the best skits.
It's so good.
What is the point of Wi-Fi? Is it drains your battery so quickly? What's the point?
Oh, that was so good.
I know that feeling, and then you have the twofer, whatever, you have your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi going at the same time.
Oh no!
You're like, oh man, where did all my my battery go to? I only just copied and saved like 200 hentai images recently. Now my battery's all gone.
Confound it! The batteries are dead!
What are batteries?
Oh,
Rest in peace,
the gun,
Adam
and
West.
it's like, okay, it has some issues. It's like exploding, and they both just walk in dejected, covered in black soot. Oh, it's
Can
good.
you also just point out Neo fanning herself, like flying over Roman's?
That was the best part.
That was the best part, where she's like, "Oh my stars!" Like I can just hear her, like that's what she's doing.
No, it's because it's a freaking power glove.
Yeah.
And he's doing that like freaking Kazuto hand wavy thing from Konosuba.
Yang's robot arm.
So good.
It's like, Roman, please, the audience is watching.
Is she gonna react the same way to seeing Yang's robot arm?
I wonder.
I wonder.
One can hope.
You thought it was going to be a Blake X Yang robot arm scene? It was I, Neo!
Oh,
And the brain scrambler.
Good meme.
Oh. Brain
Oh
scrambler.
yeah, the brain
Oh,
scramble.
the best part is the end of it, though, is whenever he's like, "Ha, I'm gonna defeat Ruby," and then he after they go to Froyo, and then he ends up defeating Ruby.
Whoa, mama!
Yeah, that was good. I love the way.
I'm totally defeated!
Dies.
Yeah, that was definitely. I mean, honestly, every time Roman and Neo are on screen, it's always funny. Always.
Oh gosh, the parent-teacher conference.
Yeah, next one is next is episode 13. This is one of I love this one.
This is the thing. This is one of the things that I wished for when we did our Chibi Season 1 podcast.
Yep, that's true. It was, and they actually did it, and they did it well. I love. First of all, just from the beginning, Ruby saying, "Video games made me do it." Was fucking great.
Yeah, I was like, as soon as I heard that, I'm like, no, Ruby, don't say that.
Yeah, don't actually say that. Yeah.
Oh god. But the question is, what did they do to those animals?
Yeah.
I like how they play off like Crow and Ty,
so
like a freaking married
so
couple
good.
too. Also,
It's so good.
like I hope that they warmed it up to whenever they were like about to do the scene, that they just were like, okay, we need you two to banter with each other for like 30 minutes, and then we're gonna record your lines.
They're already a better couple than Rose Garden. It's already a better ship than Rose Garden just from this scene. And I don't even mean that as a joke. Like factually, there's more. You can put more into that ship than Rose Garden.
Entire team.
You thought it was a
Yep. You thought it was a joke.
Get pregnant. You haven't tried hard enough.
Like, I even just, like, not even as a ship, I can just see it as, like, a like everyday thing. Like, he comes, like Crow comes to, like, crash at Ty's place or whatever after a secret mission. It's just constant complaining.
I mean, it just helps. Oh no, I can totally see that. It helps that these two voice actors are really good, and them playing off each other. Bernie Burns and Vic Mignogna. I'm sorry, I mean Vic Mignogna. Vic Mignogna and Bernie Burns here are fucking knocking it out of the park, and it's great. I love it.
You'd ready about your cooking.
Your noodles are overcooked.
How dare you? I want you out of this house.
It's so good. It's a blender.
I looked at its
last
mind.
parts too, where Ruby and Yang are apologizing to Ozzy
Yeah.
and like we're sorry.
That was
Oh,
a
it's so
sensual
good.
line. That was a
Oh
sensual
gosh,
line.
the next part's good though because it's like just poking fun at all the YouTube makeup people.
Oh no, this was good too. No, this was also really fun.
It's like, use it to pull at your eyes. It's like girls are so weird.
This is another one that's also like the voice actor helps a lot. Like Michael's reactions feel so genuine here. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
agreed.
nothing to say about that one. I have nothing to say about this one.
I'm learning so much.
Yeah, I have 4 sisters, and none of them were ever into that kind of stuff, so can't really relate.
I have a fiance who totally is, so that probably is part of the reason why I really enjoyed that.
You just need a few more sisters, Mia. You could be John. IRL.
Yeah, I need 3 more. No, thank you.
Mia's like, no.
So the next one.
It's like,
The next one was great too. The best part though for me, as the surprise party things were funny, but by far the funniest part for me was when Weiss goes, "I agree with Yang." That felt weird saying. That was the best part. She literally had a bad taste in her mouth. for
Even though in
Yang.
the series they've never like had any real disagreement.
yeah,
I know,
I've never
but
seen
it's
this, like,
still
fan
funny.
fiction.
Yeah, I know, but it's still funny. I mean, honestly, again, if we're going,
Like if we're going with the stereotype of Weiss's character and Yang's character, you would assume they would butt heads 24/7.
Yeah, but we don't get that.
I mean, technically, it should have been that Weiss should have agreed with Ruby, and then she said it felt weird to say, but I don't care. It was still funny. Just the way she reacted is still funny.
Oh god, the port part. You're old, and then he almost dies of a heart attack, and then Neptune comes in to save the day.
Claire!
Yeah, that really added to it. I love Neptune coming in with his fucking.
I have to admit, like, as much as I don't like Neptune too much, like, as soon as I saw that clear, it popped up. I busted it. I busted a gut. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm ending the episode.
The fact that was actually necessary, like, that's funny. I love that.
Well, he didn't die.
Thanks to Neptune. See, Neptune's useful, guys.
One time.
I gotta say, I actually really dig Neptune, so.
Nah, it's fine. It's okay.
Volume 5, he saved someone's life like that.
Yeah,
Oh god.
that'd be kind of
Just
cool.
imagine someone's like in cardiac arrest and just Neptune's just like zap and they're like, oh, I'm fine.
You know, it doesn't really work that way.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, Weiss's definition
it's-
of fun. That's no.
So it's cannonball time.
Oh no. Instead of Doomfist,
yes.
it's Dying Fist.
Frickin' Penny.
Dude, Penny is what, like, I know people like Velvet in Chibi. Penny is like Win in Chibi. Like,
Yeah, she's just so.
Penny's autistic
Freaking
and RWBY Chibi. It's
adorable.
hilarious. I love
yeah,
it.
it's great. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, we have a moment of silence for the girls in the background of that skit.
It was Nora and
Oh,
Velvet,
yeah,
I
Nora
believe.
Velvet.
Nora Yang and Velvet.
It was, I think, Blake wasn't Blake there too.
Nope.
They were just sitting there getting some rays. Next thing you know, Dime Fist just pops up and just slams.
I like how they pick like the 3 whitest girls in the show to be Tanny. Well, actually, no. Sorry, Weiss is probably the whitest girl. I mean, her name is literally
Blake
White.
is like a slight tan.
Yeah, but the other 3 whitest girls, basically.
It's definitely not Velvet.
I mean, this is another great like Looney Tunes logic episode where it's like they actually have a full fucking conversation while she's still up in the air, and then lands on Ruby and doesn't kill her. Like it's literally just Looney Tunes completely.
Wile E. Coyote shit.
Yeah, it's very Looney Tunes. Although I really
love that's. I mean, that's why Chibi works so well. That's probably why Chibi works so damn well.
I like how Ruby was. John's like, promise you won't get mad. No.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no.
It's like, well, fair enough.
Well, that's a fair
Yeah,
point.
I still like how, and Robert brought this up last time we talked about Chibi, but them hinting at like stuff with Jean and Penny, like having them together in a bunch of skits.
No, and
really,
we talked about that.
Really adds to my theory that Penny is going to be the replacement.
Yep, we're all on board with that completely.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
Yeah, I'm
and then John hooks up with Penny.
Fine with that too. I'm okay with that. I honestly wouldn't complain.
That's
I do not ship them, but I will be fine with Jean being used as a bridge for Ruby and Penny.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Totally good with it. Anyway, so let's go. This next one is the family members thingy, the parents thing. Is that what it is? It's not parents.
It's called
like
Winter. It's called Winter is Coming, which is making up for the stupid missed opportunity they had back in Volume 3 when they named the episode "Brawl in the Family" instead of Winter is Coming.
Yeah.
Although, speaking of, like, this is where Winter first pops up as RWBY Chibi, and it would have been better if they didn't put Winter in the thumbnail. It would have been more of a surprise.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. Can we just talk about how funny Weiss is, though, when she first thinks somebody's coming and nobody comes?
It's just like...
No. It's just, hello, darkness, my old friend.
Feels bad, man.
I also... And Winter sidestepping Weiss's hug. Oh, God, I love these two so much. Like, that alone is why I like the Weiss trailer better than the Blake trailer. Also, there's other reasons.
I kind of want to see, and I hope we might get this in the next volumes. I kind of want to see like Winter, if there is a lot of Winter and Weiss interaction, Winter drop like the real, like, be more caring and stuff like she was whenever they were having tea time in Volume 3.
Yeah. Okay, and the next one.
Now we're on probably one of the best skits.
One of the best skits of all time in Chibi.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, these last several episodes, I'm calling it that I actually like this season of Chibi even more than the first season. I can't believe that I'm actually enjoying this one even more, but I kind of am. This Tom Alvarado guy, I don't know who the fuck he is, but he deserves to be on some panels, because this motherfucker's knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, he's the writer, right?
Yeah, he's the writer.
He's the writer on like 95% of these skits.
Also, though, in fairness, shoutouts to Carrie Shawcross for voicing the annoying Geist douchebag character in this scene, which is awesome, and I did not know it was him.
Freaking Floyd.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, the fact that they just have her start saying blah 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 is fucking great. I love it. And yeah, the whole... It's hard to explain how this is so great. Like, it just is. The fact that they actually made the Grimm anthropomorphic and made them like talking with each other is just a fucking funny concept from the beginning. Turning into an office, having the guy that everybody fucking hates is just fucking amazing.
It just felt so like out of left field. That it's just like, but we liked it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why it's so funny.
like they're just sitting there next to a coffee machine, just killing.
Real Chibi beans, man.
Yeah, real Chibi beans. And then I like how they pour the coffee, and then they pour the coffee out onto the ground in respect.
Yeah.
Or one for the homies.
And they're just like, hey, man, you know, it'd be great. Let's just go to the local village and just maul some people real quick. Like,
That's fucking great.
I want a Mike and Marty spinoff.
I know, right? Forget the fucking the prequel with Team Stark. I want Mike and Marty.
Ow, ow, oops. Hold on a second.
Oh, hold on for what now?
No, keep going. I'm just gonna mute myself for a second.
Oh. Yeah, I know what, it is kind of legendary, and it is my favorite of this episode. But I don't know, just other than the concept being brilliant, there wasn't a whole lot that I really enjoyed about the skit in particular. I feel like I'm in the minority there. Like, I still love it.
Yeah,
Still, like,
that's fair.
one of my favorite skits, but it's nowhere near my favorite skit of this season.
It's not my favorite skit of this season, but it's definitely like it's a memorable one. I think more than it's just the pure funniest, if that makes sense.
It's well delivered and the timing is perfect. It's good.
And I love the. I don't know. I work in not all the time because I'm a sales guy. I'm out of the office a lot, but before that, I was in the office a lot more, and there is that. Like, that dynamic is totally there. It's 100% a thing. That there's the one person that's annoying and nobody likes. Like, that's it's such a thing. So, like, I kind of totally relate to what they're doing here. So I think that's part of it. That's part of why I like it so much. And I loved the annoying. What's the guy's fucking name?
Floyd.
Floyd,
yeah. Floyd was fucking great. So I think that helped. But no, I mean, like, overall, it's not the funniest. It's not my favorite either. I haven't, like, as far as, like, this group of Chibi episodes, that one, and there's one other coming up that stands out. That one and a couple others stand out the most to me of this group that we're discussing right now.
Yeah, I know my favorite, and it's actually in the latest episode. Like,
yeah,
my
same with me.
absolute favorite.
My absolute favorite Chibi skit from this season is definitely in the last episode. I think it's probably the same for everybody. Yeah. So the next one is episode 15, Nurse Nora.
Oh, I have.
Well, there's also sister stuff before that.
Well, yeah, sister stuff is the one before that.
Yeah, enabler shipping intensifies.
Yeah, exactly. Enabler shipping intensifies for sure.
Well, it doesn't help that Home is literally playing as the entire thing's happening.
Yeah.
Oh,
no. Basically confirmation that Home is a Yang and RWBY song almost. Maybe not quite, but
it's more just like her.
I mean, it is funny. Like, it's not. This one isn't like super laugh out loud funny, but the dynamics are funny. Yeah, they're exactly.
It's really comfy.
It's very. That is literally the best word you could use for it. That's well said, High Powered.
Yeah, it's cute. It's a cute skit.
Yeah. But yeah, and also enabler shipping intensifies.
And not to toot my own horn here. This is, and I'm probably gonna get some flack. I think this is a better skit than Nurse Nora, and a lot of that has to do with just what I like. Again, like what I wanted from this season. I wanted a skit like this. It comes from like these being some of my favorite characters and my favorite character dynamics in the entire show. It comes from like closer to home with my sisters and the various relationships I have with them. Like my two youngest sisters last night and today, they actually drove up to Kansas City to see my older sister for the first time in years. And she's actually having a kid pretty soon. And so like that just this skit hit me where I lived.
Aww.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, that totally makes sense.
No, I actually agree with you, Media. I did like this one a little bit better than Nurse Nora.
Yeah, and it kind of reminded me of a chapter I did in RWBY on Veil, where Yang and RWBY actually have like a fight, sort of.
Oh, I think I remember that one. I remember that chapter.
Yeah, I tried building it up to be like this big important thing, but it just got overshadowed by the next chapter because the chapter right after that was Ruby and Jean kissing for the first time, and it was because like Ruby was in a dark place because she had her first like real big fight with Yang, and that like put her in the place to be vulnerable to like really want to get comforted by Jean in that story. So little synopsis of some stuff that is well over a year old now.
I did like Nurse Nora more because obvious reasons. If you haven't,
yeah, and I think most people like Nurse Nora more.
Anybody who's watched more than one episode of this podcast knows why I like Nurse Nora more than the other one. Not that I did, like I said, I like the other one. I think High Powered is 100% right. It's comfy. Also, I do love that the Notice Me sign came back. I do like that.
The transition should have warned us of what was to come.
Yeah.
A lot of people Nora going fully on Dure.
Yeah, the thing is that people saying they didn't like. I love creepy Nora. Like,
oh, I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious. I don't know why people said they don't like creepy. Amazing.
Good call on Ren smacking that thermometer away.
And Ren's like, please no, as he's walking on his broken leg, trying to get out of there.
He's got the images of his father going, Ren, take action, run.
This is just the most extreme version of the way they play off of each other, and that's partly why I love it. Sam Ireland, just her voice acting is amazing, and her going over the top like this is truly enjoyable. I think this scene was also boosted by the fact that the day before was the episode, her episode in Camp Camp. Which, by the way, when are we going to do a Camp Camp podcast? We should really do that.
I have to watch it.
Because we need to do it, because I've watched all of them, and it was good this season again. So, and the episode of Camp Camp was the one where she always plays all of the Flower Scouts, and that was the Flower Scout episode, which was probably the funniest episode of Camp Camp ever, in my opinion. So, it was really just Sam Ireland Day, Sam Ireland weekend, so I appreciated that.
Yeah, my only issue with the Nurse Nora one is like I know how some like Renora fans are, or actually just anyone in general, like any people like that ship in general. It's like when if they like I'm just scared of what kind of fanfiction I'm gonna get like to be from this because of it.
You're not, because the thing is, people don't really write fanfiction about Renora. Renora is the ship that like just everybody knows is gonna happen. Like, that's the thing, like, is you see so much more happening, like, people make more fan art and more discussion and arguments and everything about all the other ships. And yet, on Republic, which is, like, the trashiest, like, it's pure RWBY trash, Renora handily won the contest that somebody ran over a week of what's the most popular ship in fandom.
But it's our RWBY trash.
Oh, it is our RWBY trash. Yeah, no, I'm still a member of Republic, and I still get a lot of great memes out of that site, for sure. And sometimes I even get good discussion. But my point is, like, even in the trash, like, Renora just quietly walked away with that title of, like, by far it won the fandom's most favorite ship. Like, it handily won every single round it was in, by far. Like, it wasn't even close. But you still don't see, like, a lot of fan art. It's never a main focus of a fan fiction, really, like, or anything like that.
That might have a lot to do with the fact that they are not lead characters.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that either way, though. Like, that's why I like it in Chibi, because it's over exaggerated. That's why it's kind of funny. Like, it's realistic in the way, like, it touches on realistic points of, like, this is similar to how they are, just more extreme. That's why it's funny. And also, like I said, Sam Ireland going overboard is never not funny. It's always
fair enough. Fair enough. I just had questions. Like,
I was gonna say, speaking about RWBY trash, did any of y'all catch Omnipotent's new little art piece that came out specifically for the Blake trailer that came out?
I did not. No, I don't think I did.
There is some high. I feel bad because if he's listening to this podcast, it's like, keep on doing the stuff that you're doing, man, because it's great. But like, okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Media knows what I'm talking about, and I'll find it and I'll link it somewhere. But
please do.
Man,
what were your questions for this scene, though, Sock?
It's I don't know. I felt like it's like I know Nora's usually over the top, because that's how she is in Chibi. But I felt like they were. I felt it was a little too forced, a little bit. Like it's like we know she's crazy over Ren, but like she just went to an extreme. Like she went like 10 levels ahead of what she usually is.
Not only did she change gears, but she went from going from like an automatic to a manual to a weird double clutch flappy pedal gearbox. That's how much she changed gear. And that's what people aren't used to, and that's probably why a lot of people reacted negatively to that little skit. I thought it was great.
Yeah, well,
I thought it was great because it's Chibi. And also because they haven't been doing as much for this season of Chibi, I think. So, I think that might be part. I don't see it as being all that extreme. Here's the other thing for me. I don't see this as that much different than the normal Chibi skits with Renora from last volume. Like the last one, she's literally holding open a sign that says, "Notice me." And then even more than that was the one where she gives him a gift that honestly probably could have killed him. Okay? How is this any more extreme? They made it seem creepier, but what she's actually doing is not really any different. Is not actually that much more extreme than the Chibi stuff that happened in the last volume.
I think there's just people like I think they were relying really heavily on the cringe factor.
Yeah, it was
really allergic to cringe.
It was mainly the cringe, like it was kind of like that thing with RWBY, like with the Ruby and Weiss's hair from that one episode. It was just kind of like, you look into it too much. Basically, I was looking into it too much. Basically,
yeah. I mean, anyway, as much as I love Renora, it's definitely not my favorite skit from this volume either. So, this season either.
I mean, I get what you mean, though. I get what you mean, though, dude. Like, I understand.
I mean, the very next one, Neptune Noir, I thought was funnier.
I like the spilled milk part. I guess really.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, the Neptune Noir skit is so good. Okay, I will say this.
So good.
In my humble opinion,
this is something I'm looking forward to fanfiction from.
Cinder pre like getting fucked up by Ruby, in my humble opinion, is one of like the most attractive characters in the RWBY universe. In my humble opinion.
I mean, even after she got all messed up.
I mean, there's a lot of people out there that really love those disabled girls from Katawa Shoujo. So
I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what that is.
I'm just gonna raise my hand. I'm gonna raise my hand. I'm just gonna take it. Just gonna take the L.
but it plays off like those typical like noir tropes where it's like the femme fatale comes in to like get help from the detective. Like it's literally like this sort of scene has happened like many times in cinema and in play and in literature.
It's just like Jessica Rabbit.
I mean, hell, it even happened with like in the freaking like the BioShock Infinite DLC. It was basically this like a real similar darn thing happened in that too. Also, whenever they were in Rapture.
Ah.
Yeah, no, this one's. The voice acting from both of them is actually quite good. It fits very well for this whole thing. If people don't know this, I'm a fucking massive Calvin and Hobbes fan, like to the extreme degree. It's my favorite fictional work of all time, and it's just a comic strip. On Facebook, on all forums I'm on, my avatar is Calvin and Hobbes, except for this Discord. Basically, it's the only place where Calvin and Hobbes is not my avatar. And this reminds me so much. I don't know if anybody else here or anybody listening Hobbes, but there's one of Calvin's little characters that he plays in the comics is a character called Tracer Bullet, which is basically this. It's a detective character with a kid, like a 6-year-old being a detective, and this is so similar that it's amazing. And the guy will draw it in like this noir style grayscale black and white thing, the whole 9 yards. It's so similar. Calls everybody a dame, the same exact thing. He always fails, exactly like in this. It's so crazy similar. So I absolutely love that. It also reminds me of one of my favorite Rugrats episodes where they did this too. They did the same
Neptune's
thing.
Like, let me smash Cinder.
Yeah. So it reminds me of two things that I absolutely love it.
It's like I'm not too familiar with all the noir stuff. Like I think that's mostly like
I am.
media and your thing. Like
Yeah.
I've seen a few things about it, but like
Although I'm not as well versed in noir as I would like to be as a freaking cinephile.
I just
Like,
like
I've seen all the, like,
Neptune's thinking in his
required
head,
classics.
And Cinder's like, oh, wait, what are you saying?
Yeah, I love that. That's such a great little touch.
Oh god, the Professor Port part next is great because it just reminds me of like all those outdoor survivalist YouTube channels that are around. Oh, it's so
Okay, we also just give a quick shout out to Sun actually being there.
yeah.
As the saxophone player, so Sun can
As
play
the actual
saxophone. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to write a bit around that in RWBY.
Yeah.
Next time I write Sun.
But oh yeah, the next one, Port. I love Port, and I think we talked about it. It's like, yes, I would definitely watch a survival show starring Port. I would totally watch a
Yes.
survival show starring Port. So good.
Yeah, I don't watch TV like on the PC or on TV or anything, but I would totally watch a Porch Survival Show just for the lulz.
Oh yeah. I hope this comes back. I hope they honestly do another Port manly. What's it like? What is it called? Like, what's the actual show called?
I forget.
It's trying to think what it's called.
It's called Man Up with Port.
Man Up with Port. There we go. I hope we get another Man Up with segment. Just like his reaction is, I love the way Winter just keeps walking that same douchey way all the way into the fucking thing. It's so good.
Frosty Bottoms.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything with Port's funny. Port's never not been funny in Chibi.
And then Winter just upstages him.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I love it.
It's like, okay, you can do that apparently.
And the cameraman's just agreeing with him. It's like her butt's gonna
Yeah,
be
the
cold.
camera actually nods.
Oh
I actually
gosh.
didn't do the camera nod.
The next one's kind of funny. It's not my favorite, just because like
I think this
Ty's
is Oh.
version of cringe is not my favorite, but I do have to say the ending is worth it. Like the fact that it's Crow that flies into the drone.
Well, I
That's
feel it's like an inside
I-
joke too with like Rooster
It-
Teeth because like haven't they done like shit where they've like ruined drones and like tripped and fell over? So they're trying to do a vlog like that.
Yeah, actually, Bernie has actually destroyed a drone.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I
Bernie
also
has
think-
actually destroyed a drone.
Oh, well, there you go. So that's probably a good call. That's probably a callback to that then. I think we can safely say. But I also just love that it took Chibi to confirm the fact that Crow does actually turn into a fucking crow. You fucking morons who said he doesn't.
Oh no,
Even
here
in-
we go.
Even in Chibi, he turns into a crow, as we can see. Stop being stupid, everybody else who thinks that he doesn't actually turn into a crow. It's obvious! Thank you. So that alone makes me like that skit, but, I mean, Ty trying to be a cool dad is like not actually that funny. All the ones where he's trying to be cool aren't that funny to me. There's other places where he's funny in Chibi, but like, I don't know, him trying to play off the being a cool dad thing just is not that funny to me. And it's just more of that.
It just needs to be well placed, basically.
Now let's go shoot off some illegal fireworks. Oh gosh. Oh man, the next skit are pretty good, damn good with the fucking rollerblades.
Oh no.
I was gonna say the next skit, the rollerblade skit, is, in my opinion, arguably the worst skit in this volume. I never even giggled. It's nothing funny. When does it get funny?
It's
I
just more
thought-
like Neptune
I'll be
being
honest.
showing more signs of being a And,
Oh yeah, it's definitely more of Neptune being gay, and also for all you guys who ship martial arts, Ren could not possibly be more straight this volume of Chibi, if you haven't noticed.
It's basically just Ren sexual. Everyone is a Ren sexual.
I don't know if you have, I noticed it just because I get so annoyed by martial arts, but they go out of their way to make sure Ren is ridiculously straight as shit in this volume of Chibi. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but he is not, like, all the other guys in the show act girly at some point, except for Ren.
Even like the pillow fight thing, he was taking it more seriously.
Yeah, and in this volume, he's like when he sees Oz, like he cringes. Like this part, he's like really annoyed Like, he does not act. It's
I don't want to be
interesting
here.
that they.
Yeah, I'll help you, John, but hands
Yeah,
above the waist.
In every sense of the word, he's the straight man. Just wanted to point that out. But like, I just don't. This was really like not funny at all to me.
Wait, I'll be honest. The part that I enjoyed the most was whenever Sun got his tail ran over, and I kind of hope that gets played on in the show, where like his tail gets hurt or something.
I can see it being played on in the actual show. I just didn't see it being funny here, though.
Ruby just came by and just like not even part of the scene, just right over his tail. It's like rude. Like I don't understand.
I don't know. Can somebody explain why it's funny to me? Because I don't
explain what?
Why that skit was funny in any way whatsoever.
Which skit?
The rollerblade one. Well, roller skates, rather.
Because of Sun suffering.
I just didn't think it was that funny. It was so funny. All right.
I laughed more at like Neptune and John being themselves than the actual like punchline.
It's not any funnier than their usual homosexual.
I will say this: the next skit though is great because I love Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah. Well, the first one before that is the one where the virus one.
Oh no, Penny's transition is super cute. Penny's transition, I have to say, is super cute.
I will say the best part about that skit is that we have a really good exploitable image now that could be photoshopped.
Well, and also the ads. Which image is that?
Too.
The ads are hilarious.
There is one ad that is my favorite. I died in the Discord. I died in the Discord when I read it.
Does anyone have a screenshot that they can like list them off?
You have to flip it. That's the problem. Is you'd have to flip it. I don't.
I've got a list of most of it. It's this junior detective easy junior detective kit. Only like 3 payments or something like that. There's
Compo's King.
Yeah, Compo's King board game. There's the Read Like Roses.
I remember that one.
New flavor, Torch Wiki. An ad for the Kitten Killer 9000.
Killer 9000.
Nuts and Dolts computer repair.
Oh,
that's great.
There's one about like the shop keeps like army surplus, and my favorite, Jars by Cinder.
Jars by Cinder.
Yes.
That is my favorite one.
Jars by Cinder. What was the Neo one?
It was Neo's ice cream, right?
It was a new flavor. It was a new flavor, Torch Wiki.
Okay, gotcha.
Definitely not poison.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely the best. Nuts and Dolts computer repair is pretty good, but yeah, definitely the Jars by Cinder.
Nuts and Dolts is the RWBY X.
Yes.
Penny ship.
Yeah. Which I think is just an adorable ship.
It really is. I have no hate towards it whatsoever.
Death by Q.
And then we have the next one, which I have to say is probably my favorite Chibi skit this volume. I don't know where it ranks among my all-time favorite Chibi skits, but it's definitely my favorite Chibi skit this volume. I think, as far as I can.
This one makes me feel real comfy because I grew up watching Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah, Scooby-Doo! I love Scooby-Doo.
My nostalgia feels.
There was a point where I had seen every single episode of Scooby-Doo, and then they just kept making them.
Yeah, after a while it was too much. But I also, can we just shout out to the beginning where there's on the teddy bear?
Yeah, the teddy bear with the RWBY wing.
The RWBY wing? Because why?
I don't play with dolls, you play with dolls.
Yeah. That just even from the
beginning. That reminded me of Spaceballs.
Yeah, that's so.
No, I did not see you play with dolls, sir!
No, I did not see you playing with your dolls again, sir. Good! Oh, God. Spaceballs is one of my all-time favorite movies, so that's... Yeah, that also was pretty great.
The question about this: did anyone else vote Crow in a cloak and a Speedo?
Yes, that also was great.
I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, but also.
But then again, Crow in a Speedo seems to be his natural state, though.
I think so. I think so. I think they're trying to read.
Gotta show off those legs.
Yeah.
Oh.
He did wear a kilt to skirt.
Yeah.
He did wear the skirt to school.
Yeah. I mean, just the
Well,
concept
could
of the
you
beginning.
see?
Like, I also have to say, is this some kind of cosplay? That's funny too. Jean as Shaggy is amazing.
Yeah, he does a decent.
And-
Miles does a decent Shaggy.
He does. Also, but the two best parts actually for me are Pyrrha and Nora.
Oh yeah, the way Pyrrha's standing.
I
and
have
Nora, too.
glasses.
I
My
was
glasses.
This-
I
yeah,
can't
the-
see without my glasses.
Sam Ireland again just fucking owns here. Like, just like Nora standing there with like this stupidest fucking smile on her face. I'm the smart one.
She is the secretly smartest character.
It's so good. I'm the smart one. It's so fucking dumb. It's great.
God, I am almost 30 years old, and the Scooby-Doo thing just made my day. I enjoy this.
And I love that Pyrrha is the character that's just calling out Scooby-Doo on its stupidity the whole time. I'm sure we'll stumble on one completely by accident. Like, yep, that's basically what happens.
And then the old man talks for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Which that was a reference to the season 1 finale, where it turns out where they did the like quick reveal that the Beowulf was the old man the entire time.
Oh yeah.
And that's why they used a Beowulf instead of a Geist, I bet. Like
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah. Also, this skit was so good that I don't even care about the fact that Pyrrha is the Daphne and Ren is the Fred, which makes them kind of a ship.
Yeah.
It's so good that doesn't even bother me.
Yeah.
That's how good this skit was. I am
It
the
was
most
fine.
hardcore. I am the most hardcore Renora shipper I know, and that doesn't bother me because this skit is just that good. It's like that's the thing is like it doesn't stop being funny. Every single part of it is hilarious.
It's like what just happened? Stop
Like,
asking questions. Just keep eating dog treats.
Yeah, like Jean even has a saxophone as he's. Why? How? They're all riding on
Grim on a
Zwei.
tricycle.
Yeah, they're all riding on Zwei at some point, and Nora is carrying the Grim. Like that's fucking hilarious.
Scooby-Doo.
Also, yeah, and the conversation while it's happening is, what does this even do? I don't know, but it's like 90% of what they do. Like that's so fucking funny. And then yeah, Crow in his Speedo and his cloak is amazing. And yeah,
shut up and keep eating dog food until we get on their level.
Yeah, keep eating dog food.
Oh, but it's such like would have been
It's
better.
so
like,
good.
Also, as like if they did like an homage to like when the Scooby-Doo kids, you know, like as they're doing the chase scenes or whatever, they kind of like break out into the separate characters and it's just dancing.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, I prefer that they just kept it with the base with the old school Scooby
I know,
Doo thing.
it's like the regular Scooby-Doo bullshit is just amazing still. Not
Yeah.
regardless.
And again, Pyrrha still another mystery solved with a minimum amount of effort. Like I like how they're throwing shade at Scooby Doo while they're paying off to it. Like I love how Pyrrha's that character that's doing that.
It's fine.
And again, Nora just standing there with the stupidest fucking smile on her face the whole time just doesn't stop being funny. Like, I have glasses.
It's like yes, you do, Nora.
Yeah, yes, Nora, you have glasses. Good for you. And yeah, the dog treats thing.
Just sitting there shoving them in their face.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh no, man, just keep eating them.
Keep it on their level. Michael delivers that beautifully. I don't know. It's just it doesn't stop. Like it's funny the entire time. It does not stop being funny. So yeah, Tom Alvarado. It's Tom Alvarado. Sorry, Tom Alvarado. You're great. I like you a lot. You are the most consistent writer in RWBY by far. In fact, you might be the most consistent writer on Rooster Teeth. Period. I actually have to say. No, seriously, think about it. I mean, Red vs. Blue is great, but it's inconsistent as shit.
You're right.
It is like that. It doesn't. It's been a different show so many different times. Whereas, like, Chibi's been great the whole time, and this season of Chibi, I think, is even better. And the most recent episode, literally the most recent skit, in my opinion, is arguably the best skit they've ever done. I think.
Yeah, it's literally
'Cause
my
it's
favorite
hilarious.
out of all 2 seasons so far.
I think I'd just say it's the best out of the whole 2 seasons. It's that good. It does not stop being funny. Every line is funny. Every visual gag is funny. It's brilliant. Even my brother, who does not care for RWBY very much, he laughed his ass off at this skit. And I mean, he loves Scooby-Doo too. I think he loves Scooby-Doo even more than I do. But he laughed his ass off at this skit.
It's just so good.
It's so good. It's so good. That is the crowning glory of RWBY Chibi so far.
I think we can. I think we can start winding this thing down now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if anyone wants to say anything, I'd say get it out now while you still can.
I had nothing else to say. If they can ever top that scene in RWBY Chibi, I don't even know what's gonna happen. That skit was fucking all 100% gold.
All we're missing from this season is an Ace Attorney / Harvey Birdman reference.
Oh, it's gonna happen. It has to happen.
Objection!
I don't know, they're on a roll.
The objection thing slams into a person, knocks them out of frame.
As we've said over and over again, Chibi is better at achieving its goal than RWBY is. In fact, Chibi might be better at achieving its goal than almost any Rooster Teeth show, I have to say. It's really good.
I throw Camp in that.
I'll throw Camp in there too, but honestly, I think Chibi's more consistent.
And I don't think you've watched this, but Day 5, which I need to catch up on. I've only seen the first 2 episodes of this new season, but Day 5 was excellent.
I haven't simply because they've been Rooster Teeth live action is even less consistent than Rooster Teeth. Day
5's good. Day 5's good.
Yeah,
it's not my thing, so I've never liked it.
This is keeping in mind that sex swing was the thing. So even then, which was appropriately canceled.
I only watched the first episode of.
I really like those Funhouse.
But also,
11 Little Roosters is a whole nother.
But also 11 Little Roosters was a fucking disaster. Was a disaster piece of terribleness, which is actually even worse than Sex Swing in my opinion, because 10 Little Roosters was very good, and then they go to 11 Little Roosters, which is pure garbage. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Chibi's been great, and it seems to be getting better and better. Honestly, it's still, I think, it's still getting better for the most part, which I love. So yeah, Chibi's fucking fantastic. Can't wait for more. It's great that we have Chibi going into the volume because the trailers so far pretty hype. They're good, better than last. I mean, we're more hyped for this next volume than we were for the last one. I say that. I'm definitely more hyped for this next volume.
Yeah, it's been easier to transition back into.
Yeah, I'm more excited. I'm more optimistic actually. Even so,
it's just so long with the drought. We just needed to bring something.
I mean, the best thing to take away from this, especially the trailers, is I feel that overall that the writing is improving, and I feel that the biggest reason why it's improving is because they're trimming a lot of the fat from the show.
Yeah, well, they needed to do that. Honestly.
Well, yeah, the whole thing about the fact that we're not gonna that they're basically 86 coffee and funky, that's great. I actually really like that. I'm glad to hear them saying actually making a statement on that. I think that's cool.
Yeah, that's I mean, I already said everything I needed to say.
Yeah.
Is it shameless plug time? Or anyone else have anything to say?
It is shameless plug time. All right, dude, you get to go first.
That's great because I really never have anything. So yeah, cool. It's the one place. It's the one place where I talk less than I should talk.
High powered.
I've been. I've just been doing what I've been normally doing. I look forward to RWBY Volume 5. I have some ideas for a fanfic once I get back to it, but then, PUBG interferes with my life again, so... but whatever.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, and I always enjoy playing with y'all, and I enjoy that I ruined media with literally our third game together. His third game, and I got him a chicken dinner in duos, and he got the final kill.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, Sock, it's your turn. What wisdom are you going to bestow on us?
No, actually, like I'm starting to get back into drawing again, so I should probably have some things sooner or later. But I'm actually gonna use this time to plug Kitty Kirishima's artwork and her sites and stuff like that. You can find her on Amino, on RWBY on Facebook, hell, even on our Discord. You should check out her art. You can even look at her DeviantArt page at Kitty Kirishima. Media will probably have a link. Sorry, I'll give you that extra work.
So if you liked this podcast and would like to hear more of my voice, like, comment, subscribe. I am currently working on a couple projects for this channel. One of which is kind of a compilation of our first couple podcasts. Like the most interesting and funniest things that we've said. And I'm also slowly working on the honest look at Yang. I'm gonna try maybe having that out. Could do what I did with the Weiss trailer and purposely wait until we have the Yang character short to upload it.
Smart move.
You can find me on fanfiction. I'm not writing anything at the moment, but RWBY Beyond Home is starting October 7th. I have an actual release date for that. You can find me on Fiction Press. I write Guardians of Terra. You can find me on FicFun, where I have a story called Roads. What else? You can find me on Patreon. Find me on the Facebook group RWBY and Beyond. Links will be in the description to all my stuff. Other than that, yeah, this is pretty much something I'm putting a lot more time into.
We're getting you out into the world, media.
Yeah, I'm at like 220 subscribers. My sister subscribed to me last night.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like let me recheck where your subs are, right? Yeah, because I thought last I saw you were like 220 something.
Yeah, I was at 220. Unless somebody like added me while we were doing the podcast.
Yeah, you're 221 right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was subbed to you when you were like 12 to 20 subs. So like I've just watched you like just go up.
I was gonna say, I think I've been subscribed for that long too. To be honest, I can't
remember I did I had the other channel before when I was just getting started. So you guys were like some of the first subscribers on this channel. Yeah, because I had a previous channel that I was uploading videos to until the Volume 4 started.
Since like the first. Yeah. I think I've been subscribed since like the first podcast at least.
So anyway, yeah, that's maybe that's another thing I'm wanting to do is like a 1 year kind of retrospective little video, little thank you. Anyway, that's all we have for tonight. Please have a good day. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll reconvene here at a later juncture.